Hi, my name is Sally and today I'm going to show you a full makeover on my lovely model Dawn using Look Fabulous Forever's products, and we're going to do the works, but I'm going to really home in on eye makeup and how to apply eye makeup to slightly hooded eyes. Hooded eyes is a very, very common problem. Some people are born with hooded eyes where the skin literally goes over, so you can't see. If you just close your eyes for me, Dawn, you can't really see the mobile part of the eye. If you just open your eyes. And as we get older, as gravity wins out, often a lot of ladies become a little bit more hooded. So this area comes down more with gravity. When they were younger, you know, everything was sort of up more. So with makeup, you can actually make this look less obvious, just using a few simple tricks. Okay, so the first product we're going to use on Dawn is the Smooth Like Silk Face Prime. I absolutely love this product because it will keep your makeup on all day. I'm going to pop it on with my fingers, and it just is like a decorator might put a primer on a wall before painting the wall. This product does exactly the same thing. It means that your foundation or your beauty balm will stay on all day. I absolutely love this product. And it does make the skin feel just like silk. And we've got a wonderful product called Colour Balance Neutralizer in green. So I'm actually going to pop a little bit of this on at this stage before we do the foundation. Green counterbalances redness, so I am going to use just a little bit, putting it on with the wand onto the nose where there's a little bit of redness, and then just patting it in with my finger. And it will look slightly green at this point, so don't panic. I will then go over it with a little bit of concealer when we have done the foundation. So it's better to just apply a little bit at a time and build it up rather than putting absolutely lots and lots of product on and then thinking, oh my goodness, I've put too much on. I'm going to mix together the Continuous Cover Foundation number 2 with Light Look Beauty Balm number 1 and a squirt of primer. So I love doing this because it makes a totally tailor-made custom foundation. I use my hand as a palette. So you can see how much I'm doing, sort of a mix of those two. And then a little squirt of primer. There we go. So what I'm going to do is mix the colours on my hand using a foundation brush. So just to make a sort of a nice mix. And then I'm just going to, where I've put the green, I'm not dragging it. I want to sort of basically tap it on. See, I'm actually holding the brush right at the bristles, so I'm sort of in control of the brush. And if we've got the right colour, we shouldn't need to go down Dawn's neck. Start buffing it in, because if I keep putting more on, it will be too thick, and I don't want it to be too thick. And if you are going to have your hair up, you might want to just bring a little bit towards the ear area. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is just to touch up the areas that need that little bit of extra help with concealer number 2. This is a fantastic creamy concealer. So where we covered the broken capillaries, it's just a tiny bit of extra help. Where we covered with the green neutralizer, it will just really finish off that so you now can't see anything. What I'm going to do now is to set what we've just done with this fantastic translucent powder. It's really, really fine, so it won't sit in any fine lines, which you don't really have anyway, but it will just hold everything in place, and particularly where we have covered the slightly broken capillaries, that will really help to just keep that in place. It will also keep your makeup on all day with the primer as well. It's brilliant. The first thing I'm going to use, which is really, really important for hooded eyes, is the Smooth Out Eye Prime. What we want to do, because hooded eyes sort of come over a little bit, it's very easy to get transfer of makeup, so you want anything you put on the eyes to really stay put. This creates the perfect base for your eye makeup, so you don't need very much. And the secret to this product is to put it onto dry, clean, oil-free eyelids. So just keep them closed for me. Thank you, Dawn. Just a little bit on each side. I tend to put it on with my fingers, and then what I do is blend it with my concealer brush. I'm actually going to bring it a little bit higher with hooded eyes than I might do with slightly less hooded eyes, because I'm going to be putting the shadow a little bit higher. It will stop your eyeshadow from creasing, it will keep it on. And the other thing it's really good for is if you've got slightly broken veins on your lids, it will cover them so that you have got a really perfect base for the eyeshadow colour that you choose. And it will be a true colour rather than one that's affected by the colour of your eyelids. Okay, right, now, hooded eyes. Brows are really, really important with hooded eyes. If somebody has no brows, I would do the brows now. Because Dawn has got good brows, I'm actually going to do them last, but we'll come on to those at the moment. But we're going to start. We've decided to use soft green eye shade trio. So what we're going to do, I'm going to use the soft olive, which is the lightest one, as a sort of a base to start with, and then we're going to build up and we're going to create a slightly false socket line. So because with a hooded eye, you have lost your natural socket line because of so the hood has come over, we're going to recreate it using eyeshadow. What we don't want to do is to put a really light colour on the hooded bit, because light brings forward, dark pushes back. So what you're going to do with the shades, we're going to actually create the hooded bit to go back a little bit with a darker colour. So I'm bringing it up to a little bit higher than I might normally bring the colour. Just sort of above where that natural socket line is. So I am starting the dark. If you just look very relaxed, don't lift your brow, just look at me straight. Lovely. Just there. Now close your eye for me. So you can see it's actually quite high up that I've started that. But I had to get that start point. This is Fern, so it's slightly darker. I'm going to build it up. And if you don't want to use a colour, then taupe is a really good colour to do this with, if you don't want it to be a green or a different colour. So I'm just very slowly putting on the colour, and I'm going to bring a little bit down onto the outside base. And if you find that your skin moves a little bit, then just press the brush rather than trying to make it all into a perfect sort of sweep. Press it in, tap it in. So what you're doing here is you're creating a slightly darker false socket. And I'm going to go even darker. I'm going to use the third shade. I'm going to use Forest to make it even more defined. So this, when you're doing this yourself, Dawn, you'll think, goodness me, this looks way too dark, way too high, and you'll panic, because that's what happens. So don't, because we haven't finished, and you've got to remember you've got no eyeliner, no mascara, no blusher, no lipstick. You'll just have eyeshadow that will look quite sort of strong, higher than you feel it should be, but it needs to be, because it's dark, it's pushing back the area that is the hooded bit. So it's just a clever illusion. Makeup is just a clever illusion of dark and light and shine and not shine. So I now need to blend that. I'm using the blender brush to really blend it, and I blend it out to in, so that we don't change where we've put it, but we just soften the edges. If I blend it in to out, it'll come down too much. I don't want to do that. So little short, firm blending motion. What I'm now going to use, I'm going to use the Forest again to create a little bit of eyeliner. There's a bit of controversy with hooded eyes as to whether you can use eyeliner or not. Yes. Because obviously you can't see very much on the top of the eyeliner. So I'm not going to bother too much about the top, but I am going to put some underneath. What you don't want to do is a very thick eyeliner line all across the top of your lid if you haven't got very much mobile lid showing anyway, because that will just make that even less, that area even less. So I'm only just putting it on that tiny outer corner and lifting it up slightly so that when Dawn blinks, you'll just see a little bit of dark. It will make her lashes look a little bit thicker, but I'm not going to bring it all the way across with a hooded eye. I'm just winging it slightly upwards, which will just make Dawn's eyes look even bigger. Pressing and lifting the outer edge of the wedge brush up slightly. This won't show very much when Dawn's eyes are open, but as she blinks and moves around, it will just give the illusion of a little bit of fullness to her lashes. So I'm just pressing, and this gives a much softer effect than using a pencil or a liquid eyeliner. So what I'm going to do, Dawn, just look slightly down. Pulling it through. You could even put a second layer of mascara on if you've got hooded eyes, just to build that up even more. It's better to do 2 thin layers than to just put loads on the brush and go for it. I think it's just a little bit more subtle if you do it that way, but it still then gives you more definition. I'm just going to coat the bottom ones very gently downwards. Okay, we're going to do your brows now, and I'm going to use Bring Back Brow Shape in Brown. So Dawn has got lovely brows, but I'm just going to groom them with the spoolie brush number 6. The secret to this product is to shake it first, and then take a little bit either onto your hand just to take the excess off. And with Dawn, I'm just going to go over what she already has. So I'm just using soft, feathery strokes with this product. It's actually a paint, so you can paint in areas. I've got little bits of my brow that's missing. With this product, you can actually just add in the bits that you need. Often it's the length. So there's just a tiny bit on the length. So what we're going to do is give a little bit of colour to your face now with blusher, bronzer and lipstick. So I'm going to use Peach Cream blush on Dawn, which is a really lovely, warm, pinky peach, just above the apple of Dawn's cheeks, and just bring it up. This will instantly lift her whole makeup look. I love this moment when I put my own makeup on. I suddenly look alive. I have a bit of blusher on. And this is a really pretty colour. When you've got hooded eyes, it's really important also to use other products to distract away. So a lovely blusher, beautiful lipstick will all have the desired effect of creating an overall look and distracting away from areas that you might not feel so happy with. I'm also now going to use a little bit of bronzer, which is a really nice. I'm going to use it over the top of your blusher actually, just to give you a little bit of extra colour. A little bit just onto the top of your forehead and to your temples. And a little bit here. I always find it good to put a little bit of bronzer there. A tiny bit on your jawlines too. We're going to use Foxy Lady Long Lasting lipstick today, which I think will look really nice with the colours that we have chosen. I'm using the lip brush as well, and we've done the lip prime already, so just relax slightly, lovely. So I'm just doing the outline first. And just stretch slightly for me, smile, lovely, thank you. Okay, so just to recap, Dawn has finished now. The secrets to the hooded eye look and dilemma are, first of all, to make sure that you use an eye prime to keep the eye makeup not from moving, and then to use a darker colour where the hood is, so to create a slightly full socket line higher than you feel you would want to put naturally. Matte shadows, really important. The worst thing you can do is to put a light shiny colour where I've put the dark forest green, because that will just make it look more forward. Also really work hard on your mascara, and if you can, curl your lashes first. Use a waterproof mascara because that will stop anything from moving. Brows, make sure that your brows are really well groomed. If you haven't got brows, then make sure that you do use Bring Back Brow Shape to add in brows. And then also, just to distract away from hooded eyes, use a beautiful lip colour. We've used Foxy Lady on Dawn. And make sure that you use your blusher to give yourself a bit of definition and colour in the face, which will just create the whole overall look. So that also, don't look at yourself at the end when you're kind of close up. Always hold your mirror at arm's length to get the overall effect, because people aren't looking at hooded eyes, they're looking at Dawn as a person overall. And you just look beautiful. Thank you. If you love this video and would like to see more content like this, then subscribe to my channel.